We are now on Patreon. If you don't know what Patreon is, it is a platform where you can support your favorite creatives with a monthly pledge that you can change or delete anytime. Our Patreon page will work as a tip jar with one tier that is €2 a month or more if you wish. The money will go towards paying for our podcast hosting fees. In the future, we hope to also create exclusive content for you on Patreon. So, if you enjoy listening to our podcast, consider supporting us on Patreon. And now to today's episode. Hello friends, I'm Mia.
And I'm Sasha.
And this is the Drawing Club podcast. Hey there, welcome!
Welcome back!
Another episode, and this one is a special one.
Yes, it is. It's the episode number 10 of season 2, so it's the last one of this season.
Woo! Season finale!
Yay! We've done another 10 episodes. Wow.
That's so amazing. I'm so proud of us, Sasha.
Yeah, me too.
Proud of our little podcast.
Yeah, I love our little podcast. And our little podcast family of listeners.
Yeah. Please, I don't want to cry in this episode, but I might. So
okay, this is not like the last episode ever. So
no.
Don't cry.
But it's
you can cry if you want, but it's like this is not sad.
No, it was definitely from joy, just from it being like an emotional moment.
Yeah, I get it. True. But yeah, we're still drawing in this podcast.
Oh, yes, we are definitely drawing. So like the name suggests, this is a drawing podcast, and we're going to be drawing and we're going to be chatting about a topic that changes weekly. What are you drawing today, Sasha?
As last week, I'm still drawing flowers, which is not a very common topic for me, but yeah. Now it's summer, it's sunny, it's blooming everywhere, so I'm drawing flowers. I'm making this pattern with this, I don't know, I guess these are tulips, but these are like very weird, kind of ugly, blobby shaped tulips. So, yeah, and they're kind of flowing in these, I don't know, organic directions everywhere, so let's see.
So is it like a tulip field or something?
Well, it's a tulip whirlwind.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, or like if somebody picked the tulips and threw them on the field, it might look like that.
They're wild tulips.
Yes. Yeah, and I'm using Copic markers. What about you?
I'm actually drawing one of my Sims.
Oh, yeah.
Whose name I even can't remember now. I should have checked. But they're this really cute person or Sim. But I kind of consider them people. But they're wearing this overall, and in a pocket there are some flowers in the pocket. Because I also wanted to do some flowers because it's summer.
Yeah. All right. Well, before we get to the topic, we have some important things that we want to tell you. So, first of all, we already mentioned this is episode 10 of season 2, so it's the last one. Ooh. And we're going to take a break before we get to season 3. We're going to have like a summer break for a few weeks, and we don't know yet when we're coming back, but we'll announce it. As soon as we know, we'll announce it on our Instagram. So please, if you don't yet, follow us there so you get informed and you're ready whenever episode 1 of oh my god, this is wrong. Episode 1 of season 3 is coming. Yes, follow us on Instagram so that you know when that is coming out.
Perfect.
Oh my god, these numbers are starting to get difficult.
Yes. Is there something else? Yes, you also have another announcement, right?
Yes. Yeah, to celebrate.
Or I have another announcement. Oh my god. Sorry. Okay. I'm getting confused. We decided who was going to say what, but I'm already confused about the order. But yes, to celebrate the season finale of season 2. Oh my god. We are going to have... Oh my god. Okay. Okay. To celebrate, we're going to have another live stream like we did after season 1 wrapped up.
Yeah, that was so fun. So let's do another hangout in real time on the internet.
Yes. It was so cool to meet you and chat in real time, and you got to ask us questions, and we got to enthuse about vegan chocolate and art supplies. So let's do that again. We don't have the exact date yet, but we'll keep you posted on our Instagram, so you'll find the information there when
Yes.
we have it for you.
Yes. So now it's more important than ever to follow us on Instagram because that's where all the important information will be. And while we are on holiday, there is still gonna be one very special Drawing Club podcast event. We will have a virtual exhibition that we already talked to you about, and the submissions are already closed by now, so the people who are exhibiting their art in the virtual exhibition have already been contacted. But, well, if you're one of those people or everyone else, you will be able to see the exhibition. And again, I'm gonna repeat myself, but follow us on Instagram because all the links and all the dates and all the important info is gonna be there. So yeah, anyways, I guess the main point of all of these announcements is that while we are taking a break from our podcast, we're still gonna be active on our Instagram, and all the important information is gonna be there. So stay with us, stay connected, and yeah, find out everything from there.
Perfect. So today, we were thinking about what we want to do for this season finale, and we wanted to do something fun, and Sasha, you came up with this idea.
Well, it was suggested. It was suggested to us from a listener.
Oh, it was also?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, I forgot about that. Oh, that's perfect then.
Yes, it was suggested to us from, or by illustration_ on Instagram.
Oh, perfect.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We've already had like a lot of fun with this episode by preparing for it, because what we're going to be doing is sharing 50 facts about ourselves. And we like divided that. So I'm going to do 25 and Sasha's going to do 25. And we don't know each other's facts yet.
No.
So I'm very excited to maybe learn something new about Sasha.
Maybe. Yes.
Possibly.
And we'll go in turns. So one fact from each. So it's not like one of us is talking for way too long. And well, yeah. And these facts are like quite random. These are not like the most important facts about us or the most exciting facts about us or anything like this. These are just like fun random things that we kind of randomly remembered and wanted to share.
Yes, all kinds. We did kind of try to, like, without seeing each other's ones, we kind of tried to organize them in a way that, because we had kind of some similar type of facts, so we kind of at least are starting with something similar, but by the end of this, we might end up completely elsewhere. And I kind of anticipate that, you know, we'll get some ideas about each other's facts and want to share our own that's similar, and it might like spiral into this, but we'll try our best. We'll try our best not to go super wild.
Yeah, let's see where this goes. How much we'll get sidetracked and and overexcited or what. But we hope you have fun with this, because this is just a fun one, and hopefully you learn some more about us and maybe relate to some of these things.
Yes. So Sasha, do you want to start with your first fact?
Yes, I can start. So I'll start with some things just about myself. So probably, I mean, a lot of you probably know that I was born in Russia, but you might not know that I was born in a city called Murmansk. It's all the way in the north of Russia. It's above the polar circle, so it's like north-north. It's pretty much, like, I mean, it's not on the coast, but almost on the coast of the Arctic Ocean. So I guess it's like a very special place in a way. It's it's very far from everything, and it's a port city, and it's quite a weird like, or like a special, yeah, it's a very special place. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. My first fact is also about me being born. So I was born on the 29th of February, which means that I only have my birthday every 4 years. Like once every 4 years. Because the date only exists every 4 years. That's it.
So if you actually counted it every 4 years, how old would you be?
Oh my god, I usually keep... 8. I turned 8 this year. Yes.
Oh. So you're still in elementary school.
Yeah. I'll stay forever young.
All right. I have 3 sisters and 1 brother. And one of my sisters we share both parents with. Another sister and a brother we share only our dad, and they have a different mother. And my third sister is actually a foster sister that my mom and me and my other sister lived with our mom, and we fostered a third sister. It's a complicated family story. Anyways, so I also have a foster sister. But yeah, my sister and brother, who have a different mother, I only met them when I was 17, when I moved to Finland, because they were born in Finland and they grew up in Finland. And I moved to Finland when I was 17, and that was the first time I actually met them.
Wow. I just have 1 brother. Very simple. Okay. I am an introvert and I need a lot of alone time.
Same.
Yeah. I thought so.
Okay. My next fact is also a sibling fact. I was my childhood I basically spent with 1 sister, a very young childhood. And I was a really mean older sister.
Oh no!
Yeah, I didn't really want to play with my younger sister because she was young, and I felt like she wasn't fun because she was young, and and she actually wanted to play with me and my friends, but I would always leave her behind because I didn't think she was cool to hang out with. But now we are really good friends. And I actually, today morning when I was coming up with some of these facts, I was also talking to her on the phone. So she was actually helping me to come up with some of these facts. And when I was talking to her about this, I was like, I'm telling them that I was mean to you as a child. And she was like, yeah, but now you're the best sister ever. And that was so cute. Yeah, now I'm so the best sister ever because she has a mental disability, and I'm helping her through, I'm helping her wake up in the mornings because she's struggling with that, and I'm helping her study, and I call her all the time whenever she needs help with stuff, and apparently that makes me the best sister ever.
Aww, that's the best thing you can hear as a sister.
Yeah.
Okay, this is kind of tied to my last fact, but I often appear shy and calm, but actually, if you know me really well, you know that I'm actually very temperamental, impulsive, and dramatic. I don't know how surprising it is. I think to some people who kind of only know me a bit, but not super closely, I totally have these two sides. I'm really shy around new or newish people or people I don't know that well, but if you know me, I'm all over the place.
Yeah, I can relate to that too.
Yeah.
I think we have that in common.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right. Well, to continue with my family history.
Wow. Yes, go ahead.
I'm actually part Jewish, and the other part is Russian. But I have my ancestors on my father's side are Ukrainian Jews, and I even went on this free trip to Israel, the birthright trip that young Jews get for free. But I only did that when I was 31, even though most people do that when they're young. It's like for young Jews, but they had like this special problem. They had this special program for older young Jews who missed their opportunity, so I took that. And my grandma, who is still alive, she was actually a child during the Second World War, so she like lived through Holocaust, and she told us like about how she had to evacuate from Ukraine when the war came to Ukraine. She and her mother had to evacuate to Siberia, and they had to live there through the war, and like they actually had like a pretty difficult life there.
Oh wow.
So yeah.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that.
Sure.
Okay. For a lot of my adult life, I felt kind of sad that I felt that I didn't really have friends who were similar to me, and that like they would have the same interests as me or like this similar mindset. But in the last few years, I've made some super lovely, amazing friends, and it makes me so happy. Like for the first time, as an adult, I feel like I have people who I like belong with, like friends. I'm so happy, and you're one of them, right? You know it. You know it.
Really? Oh, thanks so much.
You could have never guessed.
No. Well, yeah, I actually have a friend's fact also. I never really had like a lot of friends. I was never part of like a group of friends, like a larger friend group. I always I'm not like comfortable in like, I mean, I can go to like parties sometimes, but usually that's not something like I'm comfortable with, and I can't really keep up with having relationships with a lot of people, like friendly relationships with a lot of people. So I've always had like only couple like really close friends. So usually like 3-4 people at a time I'm like really close friends with, and the rest of the people are just like my acquaintances, and I really don't like have a relationship. Like I can hang out with some nice people every now and then, but yeah. I used to, when I was younger, I used to be like jealous of people who have a lot of friends, and I thought like there's something wrong with me that I don't have a lot of friends. But now I just realized that this is like how I do relationships with people.
Yeah.
I like to be invested in them, and I can't do more than a couple at a time. And I don't want to.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, so it's my time again.
Yes.
Right. I'm queer. Yay!
Yay!
Pride Month is just over when this episode comes out, but when we're recording, it's still Pride Month, so yay! I wanted to include that.
Well, you already talked about being shy, but yes, I'm also very shy, and I actually have like this has to do with what I said before about friends, but I have a really bad social anxiety, and a lot of social interactions are like extremely difficult for me, even though from like outside it looks like I'm just being a normal person, being socially interacting with another person, but deep inside I'm suffering. Like not with people I know well enough to like be chill, but most people, like, you know, these 3-4 people who are very close friends, and like my partner and my closest family, the rest of the people, if I'm talking with you, like it's tough on the inside. And I know that like one of the solutions that a lot of people offer is that you need to like practice social interactions, and the more you do it, the easier it gets. No, it doesn't. I practice social interactions my whole life. It's still very difficult. It still hurts on the inside. I still need to rest for 3 days after making a phone call.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely I relate to social anxiety and being shy and scared of especially for me, like some social interactions. Okay, I love animals, and I really, really want a dog, but sadly, my partner is super allergic, super allergic, yes. Super allergic to furry animals, so I don't see that happening anytime in the future. I do love dogs, and I mean, a lot of animals, but dogs are my favorite. But I love animals a lot, but I do love my partner more, and I want him to be healthy, but I am very sad about not having a dog. I know, like, I would have a dog. But I'm so happy that a lot of my friends have dogs and cats and other cute animal friends, so I can have some animal friends in my life.
Well, I actually have a fact on the same topic. Now that you mentioned, well, I am actually kind of a dog person. Well, I do identify as both a cat person and dog person. I love pets in general, and I want to adopt all kinds of animals, but I've dreamed of owning a dog since, like, I remember myself. Like, it was like my whole life dream, and it's still my dream, but I'm married to a dog-hating cat person.
No!
Which, I mean, he doesn't, like, hate dogs, but he's not a fan of dogs, especially in the beginning when we just started dating. And then also after talking to his family, I realized their whole family is like that. They are cat people. They're like, it's like their religion. They're cat people. And they like, when they're between each other, they make fun of dogs. like they discuss about how disgusting it is to own a dog. Which is like, no. But yeah, but I'm slowly converting my partner, because now he's not like them, like his family. He doesn't hate dogs. He's not disgusted by dogs. He likes some dogs that he knows personally. He loves them. So I think one day we're gonna get there. But yeah, but I love my cats. I'm also
You're
cat
doing amazing
person.
work.
Like, I think I'm also a cat person, but I was born as a dog person.
Aww. Yeah, I think like those categories are somewhat misleading, because like as if it's this rivalry and you can only like the like one or the other. But I mean, yeah, I think I prefer dogs because I had a dog growing up, so I understand them. Okay, this one, next one maybe needs a bit of a backstory, but it took me a long time to reclaim my identity as a geek girl. So, a little bit of a story here. Like, growing up, I was very geeky. I was and still am really into, like, playing computer games or, like, on the console. And, like, as a teenager, I got into fandoms and fanfiction and all that stuff. And, like, I've always enjoyed things that are, like, considered geeky. But then at some point growing up, I got, like, you know, I was too cool for that. That was somehow, like, I somehow felt like aesthetically I was, like, above that. Like, it's kind of corny to be, I don't know, like, I had this weird thing. And it took me years. Like, I was in my mid-20s, and like, there was this Facebook group, it's called Geek Women Unite Finland or something. And I had seen, like, some people that I was, like, friends with, they would post from there, like, some stuff. Like, it was all kinds of stuff. Mostly, like, I guess to do with fandoms, but also, like, some interesting science facts and whatever. And I was, like, interested in it, but I had this thing, like, I could never join that, like, Facebook group. Like, no way. I'm not, like, one of those people. I don't even know. But then I did, like, one day I did, after, like, for a couple of years already, like, seeing those posts and kind of thinking they're really interesting, but the actual, like, the group, no way. So then I did join, and I just realized immediately, like, okay, no, these are my people. I am this person. I don't know why I've been fighting it. And since then, I've been, like, embracing my geekiness, and I love it. And I kind of only realized then that what the hell? I've enjoyed geeky things all my life, but I had kind of thought that I hadn't or didn't. I kind of didn't see them from that place, but yeah. Now I'm happily geeky.
Yay. Well, when I was a child, I was a little bit of a math genius. Speaking of, I mean, maybe genius is a bit like too strong. I wasn't like genius. I wasn't like doing university math in my first grade, but I was really, really good at math. And like, yeah, I think I am like, you know, when people talk about like some people are more creative and some people are more like into like are better at like technical stuff. I'm the person who is like really good at technical stuff. At least as a child, nobody ever like my parents or my teachers would never think that I am like a creative child. Like I was the math child who was like really good at all of this kind of stuff. And when I was like in my early teens, I was sure that when I graduate, I would go and study like math, just like plain math. In like I kind of imagined I would go to the university. I would just study math. But yeah, but then that never. Well, I studied engineering, but like the math thing never happened. And actually, like when I got old, like when I was a teenager and kind of like closer to graduating school, I got more interested in like languages and stuff, even though I was still good at math, but it was like a really boring thing for me. I was good at it, but I wasn't interested in actually doing it. So I went, like we had these different groups where like in school where you specialized in different things. So I didn't go to the one like that was math. I went to the one that was about languages. So I studied like more English and French and some like other humanities and stuff like that. But I think if I pursued math, I could be actually like really good at it because it comes really easy to me.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
But it's funny that you talked about languages because my next fact is about languages. The languages I speak. So I speak Finnish and English, and some German and Swedish, and actually more German than Swedish because I've studied way more of it. But in addition, I've also taken French and Japanese lessons. But please, I don't have any knowledge of those. I know a few phrases in both, but that's it. But yeah, I was definitely like a language person. But mostly, I didn't really enjoy studying them. But for English, I just had like a natural... Like I naturally just learned it very easily. So I loved that. So maybe that was my identity in school.
Yeah, it was the same for me. I like really enjoyed learning English.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in my current family, me and my partner and our cats, I am officially called a hedgehog. This is what I'm called at home. I actually, today in the morning, I also asked my partner, like, to help me with the facts about me. I was like, can you tell me some fact about me? He was like, well, you're a hedgehog. That was his fact about me. So yeah, and it's like, I mean, it started with just this cute nickname that he gave me, but it has like, because it's been like, we've been together for years, so this nickname has developed like now it's like my whole identity. We make jokes about how I'm a hedgehog, how like, because he's like way taller than me, so he walks faster. So sometimes when I ask him to walk slower, I said that because hedgehogs have very short feet, I can't walk as fast. And like, you know, like it's kind of, it seeps into like everything we talk about. I have a little hedgehog song that I sing. I'm not gonna sing it now. Don't even ask me.
Oh my god.
But
oh my god, I hope one day you can share the hedgehog song with me.
I can share it with you, but I'm not gonna share it on the podcast. Yes, and like we just, yeah, and I even like at one point I started developing this character that is a hedgehog. I tried to like draw this comic about this cute hedgehog. I even drew like a house where this hedgehog lives. Yeah, it's a whole thing. We have this thing for hedgehogs. I love, like, we send each other hedgehog memes and hedgehog pictures, and yeah, it's a whole thing.
That's so cute.
But it's like very like our relationship thing. I don't really like talk about hedgehogs with other people. It's just between me and my partner.
You told me about it, but yeah, I don't do that. Like, I don't, other people don't refer to you.
No. And like, don't send, unless you're like a very close friend of mine, don't send me hedgehog memes, because it's like, it's a very private thing that, like, I don't want to be known as the person to send the hedgehog memes to, but because I already get a lot of them from my partner and like, my sister and like some close friends.
Yeah, that's enough.
Yes.
Okay. I have a Sims blog, which is, nowadays it's actually a Sims Tumblr, so a Simbler, but I have one. And back in the day, like 10 years ago, actually, to be exact, I had a live journal Sims blog, and I was like part of this community of Sims bloggers on LiveJournal, and it was so much fun. And still is. Yeah, Sims is something that I played all the Sims games. Like, I became a fan when the first game came out, and like 20 years later I'm still playing the game, so that's pretty cool.
Is it a secret blog, or can you tell people where they can follow you?
No, I can link it. Yeah, it's not secret. I just post like photos of my Sims and like repost other people's Sims images. So if you're into that, you can find the link in the description box.
Okay, I am really good in stressful situations. You have actually pointed...
That is so true.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it much, but you have actually pointed it out to me after we've been in stressful situations together. But like, yes. I do like to panic over things that are like not that big of a deal. I do sometimes like exaggerate some small things, like I spill a drink and I'm gonna start throwing things and I'm like, everything is against me, this coffee hates me, life sucks. But if it's an actual stressful situation, I get very like, I pull my stuff together, I get like into this mode of like efficient problem solving. I like right away try to like figure out solutions, think what needs to be done, think where the problem is, what can we do? Like, I'm like, okay, we can figure this out. What do we do? First we do this, then we like, I get into this mode where I'm like, yeah, I don't know, problem solving machine.
You are though, yeah. I've noticed it so many times, like it can be something very small, but something like suddenly, the circumstances change and I'm like, what should we do now? But then you're immediately like, you have a clear head and you immediately come up with some idea, and I'm still like in this, I don't know, like just stuck on in this emotion, in this idea. But you're like really good at coming up with solutions to things.
Yeah.
That's like your superpower.
Yeah, exactly. That's my superpower.
Okay, another thing is like, because I feel like my previous fact was a bit of a confession, so this one is also. I used to make secondhand fashion videos on YouTube back in 2011 and 2012. I was like a fashion vlogger or fashion YouTuber, not like a big one at all, like, but I did enjoy it a lot. And I would shoot all these like thrift hauls and like lookbook type things. It was a lot of fun, but it didn't last very long.
Yeah, that sounds really fun. And you actually like mentioned it to me, and I'm like, I'm so curious because I've never seen those, and I'm like, I would love to see that. It sounds so fun. I mean,
they still exist. Yeah. They do exist, because I'm actually, the YouTube channel that I have now is the same one. I just hidden all of my previous videos. So they're there. They're just hidden.
Yeah. Okay.
So I can see them.
Yes.
So maybe one day
Yes, I mean, no
some
pressure, no need to show me. But if you want to show any of them to me, I'm really curious to see.
Okay, let's see. Maybe one day. Maybe we'll get drunk. And then we'll watch my old YouTube videos.
Okay, that's a plan. I'm gonna get you drunk.
Okay.
All right. Well, this might be a reason to my problem-solving superpower because, well, I already mentioned it, but I studied engineering. So I'm a bachelor of engineering. My degree name was called media engineering, and it involved a lot of different stuff, but I specialized in digital printing and audiovisual technology. So basically how to make videos and photography and digital printing, basically how digital printing works. And well, I did really enjoy digital printing. I didn't enjoy anything else really, especially programming and website design and all of this stuff I didn't really enjoy. And I did try to find it, I did work in printing for a little while, while I was still studying, and I even taught, I worked in a digital printing lab in my school, and I even taught some digital printing courses to younger students. So I was really into it, but after I graduated, I didn't really find a job anywhere in digital printing. So then I kind of never really did anything to do with engineering, and kind of moved into what I do now. But I did I think I did learn a lot of things that I still use. A lot of things that I learned really helped me, both in my work and in my life. And I think in a way, I think my problem-solving thinking actually also comes from that. A lot of the times I figured out some solutions to things, and I'm this is because I'm an engineer. Which, I mean, it might be because it's just my personality, but sometimes I really just, especially when I'm with someone who is telling me oh wow, this is so cool you came up with this solution, then I'm kind of oh yeah. That is my engineer brain.
Yeah, but I was also I was about to say, or maybe you're an engineer because your brain tends to think that way.
Yeah, maybe.
You can go both ways.
Yeah. But I stopped identifying as an engineer at one point because I just I never did it as a job. I mean, yeah, maybe I have some engineer tendencies in my brain, but also I remember I used to I already did my creative job, but I would still tell people I'm an engineer, but I actually do this illustration thing. And then I'm why do I even say that? I don't I never, except for when I was in school, I never worked as an engineer, but I've been working as this creative business person for a while. But I still for a while I still identified as an engineer because I believed since this is my education, then this has to be my, I don't know, my profession.
Yeah, but I get that because I remember how scary it was to start calling myself an illustrator because I, don't have art school education and stuff. So it was easier to say I studied English, but I actually like to draw. So yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
That part.
Exactly.
Okay, what else do I have to confess? Okay, yes. So besides drawing, I also have some other creative outlets. I also make music. I've been writing my own songs since I was 19, and I play in 2 bands. One of them is with you in Sasha and Mia, very creatively named. And also with my partner, we have a band called Misty Moon. So yeah, music is another creative thing I love to do.
Yeah, for some reason I didn't even put it as a fact, but it is for me too. But I do,
and I think for you it's even more than me.
Yeah,
I think, yeah.
But I do have a music fact. I did 7 years of music school when I was a child, when I was a school child. I was my main thing was I was playing violin, but I also studied music theory, music history, some basics of playing piano. I had choir practice, and I played in like a small school orchestra. And yeah, so I have like this classical music education, and I even actually stayed in that school orchestra even when I graduated from music school, because it was just so much fun to play, and I was like friends with like some of the people in the orchestra, and my like music teacher was just like my violin teacher was like, oh, would you like to like keep playing there? So even when I wasn't even a student in the school, I was still like coming and playing there, and we even like took part in some like competitions, and it was like a school orchestra competition. So my teacher would just write that I'm still like in, because yeah, there were like 7 grades, so she would write like Sasha Kretova, grade 7, even though I was actually like a graduate already, but I guess I wasn't like supposed to play because it was, you know, a competition for school orchestras. But yeah, I was a fake like for I think a year or even 2. Yeah, I was a fake school orchestra violinist.
Aw, that's nice. My next fact also has to do with instruments. So I'm self-taught in guitar, ukulele, and piano, but I've only learned enough of those to be able to like play while I sing, because singing is like my favorite thing to do music-wise. So I've only taught myself enough to be able to like do the backup chords for when I want to sing, because it's a lot more fun with when there's not just silence and you're singing into it.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I also have like the instruments that I can play. Fact.
Yes.
So yeah, like apart from violin and piano, which I learned as a child, as an adult, I also then picked up like and learned, like taught myself to play guitar, bass guitar, drums, ukulele, like synthesizers, and also like a bunch of like random electronic stuff. But yeah, none of those things I can play very well. I only learned enough to like play what I was playing. So I played in some bands, and solo, and like the music I played on those is not like very complicated, at least like technically. So yeah, I'm like not super good at any of this, but yeah, like guitar and ukulele I mostly just played also to like sing songs to.
Yeah. Okay, what's next? Okay, yeah. So I used to think I was too late to start pursuing art as a career. Then what I wrote was, but now I know it's never too late for anything. But I guess that's like the gist of it. Yeah, I like when I was in university, I was kind of like, oh, like I always wanted to pursue a creative career, but now I'm studying English, so my chance has gone and went. But then I met my current partner and all of his friends, including you, and I saw that, oh my god, all these people are doing this creative stuff and showing it to others and sharing it, and like they don't have the education to do it, they just enjoy it and they're just doing it. So I got like super encouraged by that, and that was like a huge turning point for me. And now I think it's like it's never too late for anything.
No. Yeah, but yeah, I used to think that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's super common.
Mm. Yeah, I have some funny allergies. I'm allergic to chocolate, menthol, and red wine. And the only way it works is that when I eat or drink those, I sneeze. And it doesn't really get very bad. I just sneeze and that's it. So I still eat those things, and like, I mean, I don't drink alcohol these days much, just like for no particular reason other than I just don't want to. But yeah, if I drink red wine, I'll sneeze. If I drink red wine and eat cheese, I'll sneeze even worse, like even more. But yeah, very, very strong menthol gum will make me sneeze, and chocolate, like the darker the chocolate, the more I would sneeze. And also like chocolate cake, chocolate ice cream. Like if I eat something chocolate, I'll sneeze. But I also have like some proper allergies. I'm allergic to like dust and pollen. What is it? Like what do you call it? Like breathing thing? Like if it gets in my nose, I will get a runny nose and I might cough and like sometimes it gets pretty bad. Like I mean, it never gets so bad that I can't breathe, but it gets like, I get some like common cold symptoms from it. But also I have some like, what is it? Contact allergies, like my skin. If my skin gets in contact with some things, it will get allergic. But I don't know all of those things, but I know if I cut tomato, then I will get a rash.
Oh, yeah. I sometimes get like something from a tomato, and I think it's especially with raw tomato, like I sometimes get like a tiny bit of a rash.
Yeah,
But I don't actually have any.
I don't really like cut tomatoes anymore, but yeah, at one point I would. I mean, I had like one time when I had like quite a, like, cause yeah, I have this skin condition, and one time like it already kind of got inflamed, that whole condition. So that time when I was cutting tomatoes, it would get like really, really bad. And that's when I kind of like stopped cutting tomatoes like completely. And now I usually try not to do that unless like, I mean, every now and then I might, but I try not to touch tomatoes unless I put it on a fork and in my mouth.
Nice. But that's so strange that like eating it is fine,
no,
but just touching it is
fine. But I think it's like, I guess it's a term, contact allergy, that like it's it's different from like what is it, eating allergy. But yeah, I don't have any allergies actually from like eating things. It's either like, because even the sneezing, it's kind of like while this thing is in my mouth, like the chocolate and stuff. So it doesn't come from me digesting chocolate. It comes from chocolate like coming next to my respiratory system.
Wow.
So I only have these respiratory allergies or like contact allergies. I don't have any. I don't know, what is it? Like when something goes...
Digestive allergy.
Yes. Excuse our very scientific language. If you're a doctor, please like comment on how to correctly talk about this stuff. Feel free to do that. Yes.
Well, talking about eating things, I used to hate cilantro and celery, but nowadays I love them both a lot. I mean, especially cilantro, but I like sometimes I get super into like raw celery. Cooked celery I still kind of don't like, but cilantro is like my favorite herb.
Yeah.
But I used to hate it for most of my life.
Yeah, I love cilantro too, but yeah, celery I don't like.
Yeah, I feel you. I was there.
Yes. Well, to go back to a music theme, I met my partner, my current partner, by us playing in the same band together. And it was quite a big band. I think there were like 7 people. And me and my partner actually did not even talk to each other for like a year. We played in the same band, but we did say hi, but that was it. And but then when we actually started talking, we pretty much like started dating right away. We actually got drunk at a party and made out and started dating after that. But yeah, which like usually those kind of party make out things don't end up in relationships, but for us it did. But anyway, yeah, then when we started talking about it, apparently, like since we met for the first time, we both really liked each other. But we both kind of saw each other as kind of like unattainable. Like we thought like the other one is too cool. So we were kind of scared to even like try to talk to each other. Because we like, at least I saw him as like this really cool, creative person. And like he would never be interested in like this simple, boring person like me. But yeah, he felt the same way. And like, I mean, we are both shy, socially anxious people. So it took us a year and getting drunk to actually like talk to each other and get together. So yeah.
I'm happy you got drunk and made out.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Okay. Another food thing. My favorite soda is Dr. Pepper. That doesn't really need any backstory. Just, a fact. About my preference.
Yes, but I want the backstory because I'm the one that got you hooked.
Okay, true. Yes, okay. So yes, yeah, you're at fault.
Yes.
Because I used to didn't really drink a lot of soda. I mean, every now and then I would buy some fancy ginger beer or something. But then one time we asked you and your partner over and you came with a huge Dr. Pepper bottle. And I don't think I had ever even tasted it. I just hadn't been interested. And ever since then, like, if I choose a soda, it's pretty much Dr. Pepper. Like, if it's available, that's what I get. And I even, like, it's even part of my secret crisp ritual, which I've mentioned here, but I'm not gonna go into detail. But that's my, like, number one.
Yeah, but it's funny because, like, I like Dr. Pepper. Out of those like general sodas, I would choose Dr. Pepper, and I used to like be really into it for like a short while, but actually I'm like not that obsessed with Dr. Pepper like you are.
Yeah.
But like I like it, like I like it more than like Coca-Cola or like stuff like that, but I do prefer like those fancy ginger beers and those like those like small company sodas more, but
I would like to, but like for some reason
I'm sorry.
It would be cooler if I did, so you like made me less cool, but it's okay. I enjoy it so much that I don't mind it.
Yeah, but you're still cool.
I know.
Your coolness does not depend on just the soda that you drink.
I know. I contain multitudes.
Yes, and you are cool from within.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Okay, well, this fact might have already become obvious from like things I said previously, but like when I'm alone, or well, not alone, but when I'm with people who I feel very comfortable with, I sing silly songs and I dance silly dances. Like I either sing some like very random weird songs that I remember from like my childhood or from some, I don't know, from some childhood cartoon or something, and my partner always tells me that I made them up. Because they sound like somebody made them up. And I mean, he knows I didn't make them up, but it's like, it's our inside joke also. He's always like, you made it up. And I'm like, no, but it wasn't this old movie. And he's like, well, you made it up and then they used it in the movie. Yeah. Aww. But also I make up songs and we make the songs up together, like my Hedgehog song, but I also have like a lot of other songs. And yeah, there are sometimes like songs that have to do with certain things that we do, like I don't know, like there is the sauna song, but actually that I didn't make up. I think actually my partner's dad made it up, but we also sing it.
Wow.
But yeah, in my family, like it was also my mom's thing. She's also really silly and my sister's really silly. I come from a very silly family. My partner doesn't come from like a very silly family, but I guess his dad every now and then, at least like in a sauna, at least he has a sauna song, and we adopted it. And I adopted some of my mom's made up songs, but also I make up my own songs. Yes, and we dance a lot, and it's really silly. Like I would never dance like that in public.
Yeah. Oh my god, I love silly dancing. Silly dancing in our living room is like the best.
Yes, but actually, like we did silly dancing together also with you and your partner, and that was like when I had my 30-year-old birthday party, and it was like a bigger party. Yes. Like I never do big parties, but that like I felt so special, and I wanted to make a bigger party. But then when everybody left and it was just the four of us, that was my favorite part of the party, because we had this very loud music blasting and we were just like dancing really silly, and it was so much fun.
Yeah, just jumping around.
Yes.
Yeah, it was so nice. I want to do that again.
Yes, we should. But yeah, we need to find some space where we can put those huge speakers and blast some 2000s like cringy, cheesy pop music.
Yes, I'm in. Let's do it. But yes, also I totally like sing a lot when I'm just doing things like I need to start the computer, da, 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 da. Just stuff. But they don't really like live on to become actual songs. But I don't really do that.
I do those too, and but some of them live on. But some of them are just temporary.
Yeah.
Okay, your next fact.
Okay. Yeah, my next fact is super basic. So my favorite color is yellow and my least favorite color is purple. That's it. Are those even the opposites of the color wheel?
I think so.
Wow.
So they actually, like, in theory, they go well together. But yeah, I also my least favorite color is also purple. I don't vibe with purple.
Yeah. I like some shades that are like this very pale, like pale lilac or pale lavender, but on like generally purple is the least. No. I sometimes can like purple when it's also when it's very muted light and mixed with a lot of blues. Like I mean not mixed but like used in the same color palette with blues and grays. It can look really nice. But generally purple is Okay. Okay, this is again like about my childhood. I taught myself to play chess when I was in elementary school. You taught yourself?
Yes. My grandma and my mom both tried to teach me to play chess. And I just didn't understand it. I was looking at it like, oh my god, this is so complicated. There's so many different shapes and they all do these different things. I was like, I didn't even want to try anymore after a while because it just seemed so complicated. I was like, I'm never gonna be able to play this game. This is too complicated. I mean, I was in elementary school, so actually, but I remember like I was really frustrated with this game. But then we had, I don't know if actually like my grandma or my mom kind of sneaked this book or if this book was already in our home, but I found this book that was called Children Play Chess. So it was like a chess book for children. And bonus fact, I was obsessed with reading as a child, which is weird because now actually like I have a really hard time reading. But anyways, that's a different fact that actually I don't have in my list, but okay, I'm already getting sidetracked. Oh my god. Sasha, come back to your story. Yes. So I read that book. And from the book, I learned to play chess. I learned all the rules. I totally understood everything. And I started playing chess with my mom. And I was really into it. And I was like playing chess with her all the time. She was winning all the time. Because I guess I was a child in elementary school. I wasn't like good at it. But yeah. And I was really into it. And I remember also like when some like my mom's adult friends would come over, I would ask them to play chess with me. And like I was like playing chess with everyone I could, like everyone who knew how to. I was obsessed with it for a while. But as an adult, actually, like I can't play chess because I know how to, but it's too slow for me. I have nowadays I have a very short attention span, and just sitting there and thinking and also waiting for another person to think and make their move is torture for me.
Yeah. I never actually learned to play chess. Which I'm still a bit like annoyed about because my dad taught my brother, but he never taught me.
Yeah.
So, whatever. It's boring anyway.
Yeah, it's pretty boring.
Okay. For a long time, I thought that I didn't like musicals, but I actually love them. This is kind of similar to my geek story. But I kind of, because when I grew up, like my favorite movies, like some of my favorite movies were musicals. Like I loved Grease, I loved Sound of Music. Maybe there was even more. I mean, Disney movies are kind of musicals too, I guess. But then as I grew up, I don't know, aesthetically again they didn't appeal to me because I got really shy and reserved and kind of this, but musicals are so like I'm out here and I'm singing and I'm performing. Okay, I'm doing these funny things on the camera for Sasha. But they're so, they're the opposite of reserved and like understated.
Yeah.
So I kind of for like again for like a lot of years, for most of my like young adult life, I kind of thought like musicals are way too over the top. I'm like, no way. But then once my friends, they stayed over and they said that they're gonna see the Les Miserables. I don't know how to pronounce it. This Les Miserables movie. I was like totally uninterested, but I was like, they were just like, do you want to come along? And I was like, oh, sure, I can see a movie. And I loved it. And that like, and again, I was like, what have I been doing? Why have I been like not enjoying musicals when I obviously am exactly the person who actually enjoys musicals? So, I mean, I'm still not like a musical expert. I haven't like seen all the big musicals or anything, but I really do enjoy nowadays the dramaticness and everything that comes with it.
Yeah. I don't really know. Like, I haven't seen pretty much any I mean, I've seen a couple, but yeah, I'm not in that scene.
Yeah.
So I don't even know.
Maybe you should give them a chance.
Maybe.
But I mean, of course, they're not everyone's thing, so I'm not like saying you have to start loving musicals. But I rediscovered my love for them, and I'm happy about that.
Well, I am a huge houseplant lover, but I used to be really, really bad with houseplants. I would buy a houseplant, it would die in a couple months. I would buy another, it would die. So I always had one houseplant at a time, alive for a little while and dead for a little while, and then I would attempt it again. And then I thought I don't know how to do that. I'm never gonna be good with that. And now I don't know how I even lived without them, because they're like such an important part of my environment. But yeah, one day I just decided, okay, I want to learn this thing. I'm gonna attempt to be good with houseplants, and I'm gonna actually like take steps, not just buy a houseplant and hope it survives. But actually like really dig into that. And I got so hooked on on like all this information, because yeah, I also tend to like, if I start learning about something I'm interested in, I go all in. So I just like started watching all the videos I could find and following like some plant tubers, and like I learned everything I could. Now I like know the Latin names for some plants. I know which group they belong to. I can recognize a plant. I mean, I'm not like a professional in any way, and I don't know all the plants, and I still make mistakes, and I don't know everything, but I know so much more. I'm like so interested in everything, and I have like 30 plants in my apartment now. I want more. But plants are expensive, so it takes time to collect them. And in the previous apartment, it still looked like there are a lot, but now when we are in a bigger apartment, they kind of how do you say it? Like distributed.
Yeah, they got lost in all the space.
Also, there's a lot of light here. And in the previous apartment, there wasn't a lot of light, so they were all in like one small space where there was light. But now we have light everywhere, so I distributed them around, and I'm like, okay, we need more plants, because now there's like one plant here, one plant there. But yeah, again, I'm getting sidetracked. But my point was that, yeah, one day I decided I'm gonna be good with plants, and now I'm good with plants.
That's amazing. I'm still the kind of person who just buys a plant and hopes for the best, but I mean, it's kind of working out, so.
Yeah, for you it's working out. It didn't for me. I had to do the science.
Yeah. Okay, so next. I got my first tattoo at 31 years old, and my septum pierced at 32. Yeah, both have been things that I've been like wanting for a really long time. But with the septum, I kind of was just scared to do it. Like, I don't know, like, what do people think? But with tattoos, it was more about like, what is the perfect image I want on my body forever? But I finally did both of those things within this last year, and I'm super happy about it. And I have like so many tattoo ideas already. I can't wait to get them on me.
Yeah. Well, I have a very similar tattoo fact actually here.
Yes.
Well, I have 6 tattoos at the moment, but yeah, I have a lot more in the plans, and I've actually like always wanted tattoos like since I was a teenager, but yeah, until recently I was way too broke to even afford getting them. So yeah, once I could afford them, I started getting them, and I want to get more. And one of my tattoos I actually made myself, on myself.
Yes! That's so cool! Okay, where are we? Okay, yes. I've gone through several styles, like, as in, like, clothing styles, because I really love to, like, express myself through my clothes. So some of the styles I've gone through are gothic Lolita and colorful Harajuku, like Tokyo street style. I've done the librarian / poetry loving / indie girl look, you know, the kind who drinks tea and listens to vinyl records. I've done like minimalism, where I didn't pretty much wear any colors. I've gone like super witchy and kind of bohemian, and the Tumblr feminist circa 2012 look. I had a lot of fun like penning these names. But that's just a few examples. Nowadays, I still love to like experiment with style, but mostly I just love to dress in like comfy, oversized, and colorful clothes that are not like super feminine. But yeah, I just love dressing up, and it's like super important part of my like expressing my creativity, the way I dress.
But it's so fun how like you actually like notice how you had those styles. Because like I also had like a very different way I dressed, but I can't really name any of those styles. So that's like, yeah, that's really interesting and really cool.
Yeah, I think for me they're so like tied to kind of like a group or a counterculture or like some kind of a thing, like a group of people, some kind of like group identity thing. So that's why they're like so recognizable to me, maybe. Yeah,
I think I've always had this very snobby, I mean, I don't like care too much about it now, but I think before, especially when I was a teenager, I had this very snobby attitude that I don't dress like others. I'm like very individual, even though I never actually looked very like unique in my, I've always dressed like pretty regular, but I always like thought I never choose my clothes based on trends or fashion or like other people. I always choose what I like, which is like
I see.
Which I know is a bunch of crap. That's not true. And like now I don't really care. I mean, I still dress how I like, but I don't care if like I like it because it's trendy or because like my friends had it and I liked it on them, so I want to know myself. Or like I know that it actually happens, and I have been influenced by people in the way I dress all the time, and yeah. But yeah, I used to be very.
That's like, so funny.
Yeah, so maybe that's why I don't identify any styles, because I didn't want to.
Yeah, you refused to acknowledge that anything like would influence.
Yeah. I was so unique. I was like no one else.
Oh, beautiful.
Well, I have another tattoo / favorites fact. My favorite tree is willow. And I've been dreaming of a willow tattoo for like years. But yeah, I could never decide how I wanted to look, where I wanted to make. I was like, I need it to be significant, important, because I don't know, for some reason, or I mean, I know the reason, but that's another story. But yeah, my favorite tree is willow. And finally, I think it was in the end of last year, I got a willow tattoo. It's the biggest tattoo I have. It's like the most visible tattoo I have. And I love it. It's very special to me. And it's actually made by Ahma, who was our guest in season 1. So yeah.
And I think actually you got it like right at the beginning of our podcast, because I think we mention it in I guess the first or second episode or something, because I remember when you got it and I complimented.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
in that
probably.
episode.
Yeah. Oh. Yes.
So it's like it's been recorded.
Yes.
The moment. Yeah. That's so nice. Okay. My next fact is that I find big noses super attractive. That's it.
Yes.
I just love a big nose.
Well, I have a short fact too. I'm a part-time postal worker. Those of you who follow me on Instagram already know it, but I don't think I've ever mentioned it on the podcast.
Oh yeah, that can be true.
Yes.
Okay. Well, talking about careers.
That's not my career.
I know, but jobs. I fixed
Yes.
it. I did fix my wording. So, I've had different dreams of what I want to become throughout my life, such as a photographer, a puppeteer, and a graphic designer.
Wow.
I mean, that was a very, very young Mia's dream, but it was real.
Come on. Why are you not a puppeteer?
I know! It would be the coolest job ever.
I know. Do you have more?
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
That
going
was
to
just
list more jobs. But
No, that was just like a select few.
Okay. Well, this is really random, but somehow I'm always the person who is driving. I don't.
That's true.
I don't own a car, but I own a driver's license. So whenever there is some driving involved, I'm always the person who drives. My partner doesn't have a license, so whenever the two of us have a road trip, I'm the one driving. Then when I played in a band where we had a lot of equipment, so whenever we played shows, we would need to drive somewhere, I would always be the one who is driving. So I would always be super tired because I'm always the one behind the wheel. And even when you and me go somewhere,
Yes.
I'm the one who is driving us, even when it's your mom's car.
Yes.
Yeah. So
It's because I'm terrified of driving to new places.
yeah, and I used to be too, but since I've been always forced into driving because I've always been the only one with a license in the groups that I've been driving in, I kind of learned to not be scared. Even though I used to be terrified of driving to new places or driving in the center of Helsinki or but yeah.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, nowadays I'm driving in the center of Helsinki is less comfy than driving outside of the center, but I don't mind it as much anymore. And I've driven so many different cars because I don't own a car, so we always rent a car or borrow a car. So I'm also pretty comfortable with I don't like when cars do not function well, of course, but yeah, I've experienced driving pretty much anything.
Yeah. Okay. I've dreamt of living abroad since I was 12, but have yet to do it. Yeah. I've just kind of known that I'm gonna live abroad, but there have been different reasons why I haven't so far, but I hope I get the chance to. And actually, this summer, we had been planning to spend 2 months in Berlin. Obviously, with the situation of the world, that was impossible. And but maybe next year I get to experience a little bit of living abroad. I'll keep my fingers crossed.
Yeah, I was just about to say same, but also I'm already kind of living abroad. I mean, it's not abroad for me anymore, but I did move to another country at one point in my life. But yeah, I do. Well, actually, whenever it's summer in Helsinki, I don't want to move. So now I'm currently really enjoying Helsinki. And again, I don't want to move anywhere. But come winter, I'm going to be dreading it. And I'm going to want to move.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, I do.
I mean, that's relatable.
Yeah, I do have a fact about that, actually. I don't really like cold or dark. I don't like snow. I don't like rain. I'd rather it was too hot than too cold.
Oh.
So why do I live in Finland? I don't know. You tell me.
It is a big question because Finland is all
It's
of
a big
those
question.
things. But I don't think a lot of people live here or move in here because it's so dark and like cold.
Yes, that's not what I
You just
moved.
have to live with it.
Yes, that's not why I moved to Finland. Yes.
Okay, another dream of mine I want to share is that I would love to build a mobile tiny house and move around, at least for a while. It would be so nice.
Yeah.
It's one of those dreams, though, that I don't know if I'll ever actually do it because I don't know. It requires a certain life situation, I think. So, we'll see, but maybe I get to build something of my own at one point, if it's not that.
Yeah. Okay. Now I go to food. You already talked about food. Well, my favorite food is pizza. Even though, like, generally, like, this kind of junk food, fast food is not my favorite kind of food, but even though I love junk food, but it's not my favorite food, but pizza is my favorite food. But I have to say, pineapple on pizza is not good.
Whoa.
That's a fact.
Controversial.
And while we are on controversial food topic, raisins are delicious.
I agree. I totally agree.
I know there are a lot of
about
raisin haters out there. I don't agree with you.
Yeah, come fight us.
Yes.
Yeah. About the pineapple, though, I'm kind of in the middle. I'm kind of indifferent. I think it can be nice, but it's not something I choose for my pizza if I choose a pizza, you know? I'm kind of just like,
Yeah, no. It's against everything I stand for.
Oh my god. Okay.
I mean, I'm exaggerating, of course. There are more important things in life, but I really dislike pineapple on pizza. I feel really strongly about it.
But are we like at the last fact of mine? Like, I think my last fact is coming up.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. This is a weird one. So, when I go to the bathroom at night, or I guess like in general, if it's like dark inside and I have to like go somewhere in the apartment, I avoid looking into mirrors at all costs because I'm like super terrified of mirrors in the dark. I'm like convinced that I'll see something, that will scare me. So I like avoid, like, I'm really scared of like accidentally glancing at a mirror. Like, I will stare at my feet. So like if I go to the bathroom, I don't look at myself in the mirror and stuff. And I thought that was like super random, but it's apparently something like a lot of people feel.
Yeah, that's very interesting because I only recently learned about this being a thing because I watch a lot of like interior decoration videos lately, and like somebody was talking about putting a mirror in the bedroom, like near a bed, and like a lot of people in the comments were like, oh my god, no, don't put a mirror like next to, like, what if she needs to go to the bathroom and sees herself in the dark in the mirror? And like apparently like some people are just terrified like you are, but then some people are even like superstitious. There are even like some like things like it's bad luck, and I guess like I don't know, I don't remember exactly, but there are even like some beliefs that have to do with like mirrors in the bedroom and like near your bed.
Oh, I even have though a mirror like right next to my bed, like on my side of the bed, but I just like, I guess it's so automatic that I just know how to dodge it when I'm coming back to bed. But yeah, for me it's definitely more like I have a very active imagination, so I might like, because you can't see clearly in the dark, I might just kind of think I see something and then get really scared.
Yeah.
But I am also a little bit like I'm a bit scared of the supernatural as well, so I also don't want to see any demons for real, so I'll just take my chances not looking in the mirror at all.
Wow, yeah, but this is interesting. I love that you said that because I only read in those comments for the first time, and I was like, wow, this is a thing. I never thought about it. Like for me, like mirror wherever, like it's a mirror. So yeah, it's
not at nighttime.
This is cool. But actually for me, because my sight is really, really bad, I won't even see anything in the mirror at night. So maybe like for me, I because if I get up at night to go to the bathroom, I don't put my glasses on because I'm too sleepy. I just so at that time I use my muscle memory to get to where I need to because I don't see anything because my eyesight is really bad. This is like a extra bonus fact for you. But I don't see anything. So even if there are demons in my mirror, I'm just not gonna see them.
That's good though. It's better for you.
I can stare at them and just not notice them because I can't see. Wow. I just like try to feel where the toilet is just so that I don't miss it. That's all I can think about. Okay, nice. So this is the last fact?
Yes.
Okay, this is perfect because I have a fact about both of us.
You do?
Yes. Well, we already mentioned this before, but I still wanted to mention this because I think this is like a very fun fact that Mia and I actually went to the same high school. We dated the same person, not at the same time, but Mia dated a person and then didn't date them anymore, so I dated the person after that. But we didn't meet each other properly. And we didn't really we knew of each other, but we didn't know each other. But then years after that, Mia started dating my friend, Ollie. And he's still Mia's partner now. And yeah, but because I was friends with Ollie and Mia started dating Ollie, I was like, but then I met Mia because Ollie came to an event with me and I was like, oh my god, this is a person from my high school. Yeah, I still think it's so weird that now we're such close friends, but we were for a couple years we were in the same school, walking the same corridors every day. And we didn't know.
I never talked.
It's so who would have thought back then that this would be happening?
Exactly.
Yeah. But Mia's partner and my friend Ollie actually made a theme song for this podcast. So
yes, you did.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, but so is that it? Oh my god, all those facts.
Yeah, this is a lot of facts, but I had so much fun talking about this.
I had so much fun as well. This was so much fun. So much fun. Fun.
Yeah.
Can we say fun?
I hope it was fun for you friends also, because we just spent over an hour talking about ourselves. It's a bit weird that we're talking to you about ourselves, but you friends asked for it, so there you go.
Yeah, and hopefully now you know us a little better again. And please let us know if some of these facts were relatable or made you think of something, anything about yourself. Please share it with us. We'd love to learn more about you too.
Yes, please share at least one or more random facts about you in the comments on YouTube or on Instagram. We would love to also know you a bit better.
Yes. But oh my god, Sasha, season finale of season 2 of the Drawing Club podcast. This is amazing. I'm so happy.
Yes.
I'm so proud.
Yes.
Now I'm start getting emotional again. But yeah, this has been so lovely. And even though this season we haven't been in the same room, which has been really sad. But I love that we've been able to continue making this podcast. And I mean, we'll see what happens with season 3, but I mean, we intend to, continue as we started this podcast. We're going to return to the video format, but we'll just see when we can do that safely. But
yes. Yeah.
It's been so nice, spending Tuesdays with you working on our podcast.
Yeah.
I'm really happy.
Yeah, it's been really nice. And yeah, I'm also really happy that we managed to keep it going. And I'm sure, at least that's what your friends have told us, that our podcast have kept you company through isolation, and it means the world to us. It's it's such a honor to like provide this to people. I don't know. It's like it made me so happy that like our chats about random stuff like provided comfort for a lot of your friends. That like
it really is. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. So thank you for listening and for being so active everywhere, for sharing our podcast with your friends and with your followers. You're so nice to us.
Yes, and for sending all your questions and also these topic suggestions, which we've like had several topics on this season that were suggested by you. So keep them coming.
Yes. And yeah, don't forget about us. We'll take a break for several weeks, and you please have a nice summer, and we're gonna enjoy our summers over here, but we'll be coming back, so yeah, stay tuned.
Yes, we'll be back. See you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Drawing Club podcast.
You can follow us on Instagram at Drawing Club Podcast or email us at drawingclubpodcast@gmail.com.
You can also find me, Mia, on Instagram at mia.minerva and on YouTube as Mia Minerva. Sasha, where can we find you?
I'm on Instagram at Sasha_Kretova.
This podcast was created by us, Mia Minerva and Sasha Kretova.
Olli Arni created the theme song and assisted with the recording, and Dmitry Zherbin took care of audio mastering.
Welcome to the club, friends.